The Toronto Blue Jays are on the cusp of ending a 32-year championship drought, and the moment could not feel bigger. After last clinching the World Series in 1993, the franchise finds itself so close to its next title, thanks to a season of resurgence, clutch postseason moments, and a supporting cast that's bought in. Let's dive into what got the Jays here, why the timing feels right, and what stands between them and ultimate glory. The Blue Jays' last championship came in 1993, when they repeated as World Series winners under manager Cito Gaston. Since then, Toronto has flirted with contention, but the Fall Classic has eluded them, until now. This year, the Jays not only returned to the postseason, but they clinched the American League pennant and punched their ticket to the World Series. In Game 7 of the ALCS, they escaped a stingy opponent and delivered a decisive blow. George Springer launched a go-ahead 3-run homer in the 7th inning to beat the Seattle Mariners 4-3, clinching the AL pennant for the first time since '93. For the city of Toronto and Canadian baseball fans, this feels like a long-awaited rebirth. There are several reasons why 2025 has a different flavor. 1. Momentum from the regular season. The Jays finished atop the AL East and claimed the #1 seed, earning home field advantage in the playoffs. They looked far more consistent than in many recent campaigns. 2. Resilient postseason performance. Toronto didn't just squeak by. They responded when challenged, especially in the ALCS. Down 2-0, they chipped away, forced a Game 7, and closed it out. That kind of bounce back demonstrates maturity. 3. Standout moments and players. Springer's Game 7 homer will go down as one of the franchise's defining October moments. Meanwhile, players like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the ALCS MVP, have stepped up in huge ways. 4. The emotional undercurrent. This isn't just about wins and losses. For Toronto and Canada, it's about identity, redemption, and returning to relevance on the big stage. Recent years saw the Jays underdelivering. Now they're back in the spotlight and clearly relish it. What's at stake? If the Blue Jays win the World Series, they'll capture their first title in over 3 decades. Join the club of franchises with 3 or more championships. Re-energize Canadian baseball at the highest level, inspiring fans from coast to coast. Beyond that, for many players in the clubhouse, this is the defining moment of their careers. The context elevates the reward. While Toronto's trajectory is clear, the World Series is no cakewalk. Here are key factors. Maintain focus under pressure. It's one thing to get here, another to finish. The mental edge must remain. Stay healthy and keep the pitching strong. October arms matter, bullpens matter, and depth will count. Capitalize on scoring opportunities. They've shown they can do this, but against the best, even a few missed chances can cost the series. Defend home field. With home field advantage, playing at the Rogers Center provides a tangible bonus. Handle the opponent's strengths. If they're matched up against a powerhouse, for example, the defending champions, adjustments and execution become critical. When you combine the ingredients, strong roster, momentum, emotional weight, and a legitimate shot, fans don't just hope, they believe. The Blue Jays have shown enough this season to justify that belief. For Toronto, it feels like circling back to a moment that once made the city the center of baseball's world, and doing it with a modern twist. The phrase, nearing first world championship since 1993, no longer feels speculative, it feels real. The Blue Jays are not just contenders, they're threats. They've earned the spotlight, and now the spotlight is on them. All that remains is for them to close the door and capture the title that has echoed in arenas and living rooms across Canada for 32 years. As the morning lineup today, set your alarms, tune in, and prepare for history. Because if the Toronto Blue Jays get this done, it will be one of the most significant titles in Canadian sports in recent memory.